Hi, this is my first newsletter, and I'm titling it Taking Care of Our Neighbors. This is little Tommy, and he will be keeping me company for a while. We are planting greens right into the soil. We have a number of wonderful greens. We've got spinach, of course, and and we have Swiss chard. And it goes on like this. This is how we're eating Swiss chard, and so it'll be wonderful to be using our garden in order to get our food. Many times in the past we've used little pots like this to put the seeds into for the greens, and they're so fragile, it just doesn't work that well. So this year we're going to try putting it right into the soil, and we're going to use these for some of the flowers, such as zinnias, one of my all-time favorites. Now, zinnias came into my life, State Fair zinnias in particular. They're really tall, they're about this tall, and very sturdy, and they go way, way, way into the fall. And I first learned about State Fair zinnias from my good friend Lisa Gottlob. You know, I wonder if it's like this for you. When I'm out in the yard, there's certain people who are always with, their spirit is always with me. Lisa is one of them, lost her back in 2005. And Dinah is another one with dahlias, and lost her back in, it was right around that same time, 2004. So it's a lovely way to remember them with things that we grow out in the garden. So the thing that I would like to do is I would like to invite you to join me on a project. And the project is to grow enough food that we can give some food away. Now, sometimes we've grown, this is probably something you've experienced, zucchini. You know, they can turn into boats so fast if you just aren't on top of it. Well, think of this. We can be right on top of our zucchinis and make sure that we keep them in a small size and we give them away. And then we can even be planting just a little extra so that we know we're going to have enough to go to a food bank. Now, we had an amazing experience this year with a food bank. Well, we've known about it. We've contributed off and on. However, never really got it just how desperate it can be when you're hungry. And this year with COVID, it's different. And it's a good reminder for us too that those of us who have plenty, and even more than plenty, we can sure share it. And there's a lot of people who need it. So I want to show you a picture. This was amazing. So we took quite a bit of food right around Christmas time. And this lady right here, this lady received a pumpkin pie that Barb had made, and this is what she said. She said, "Oh, I really was hoping to get a pie for Thanksgiving, and now I get to have one for Christmas, thanks to Barb." And yes, Barb actually made 44 pies, pumpkin pies. And that was amazing to see how, you know, what they did was they were all frozen. Barb froze them all, and they put them in the freezer. And the idea was to keep them in the freezer until it was time, well, basically closer to Christmas. And we just happened to be there. She said, "Oh, could I get one of those pies?" So, so she got one a little bit on the early side. So my idea is every city does have a food bank. Now here in Beaverton, we have one over at Unity Church. It's on 5th and Angel. Isn't that the perfect name? Angel. This isn't actually our church. I know about it because one of my most special patients, Reverend Gail Key Benson, she's been very pivotal at keeping the food bank going. Well, it turns out because of COVID, she's 86 and she's had a heart attack. It's just not safe for her to be out and about. She needed some help. So we got to get in on the ground floor on that. So here's the idea. Let's keep track of what we put together, take some pictures, and send them to me, and write down how it felt to give these things. The food, any kind of food. I mean, and the other thing is, hey, if you can't grow food, or for some reason it just doesn't work out for you, you can also just give food. You know, cans, always welcome. So, there you go. Blessings, Bella.